Hello, students. I will be gone on Tuesday, December 1st, so I'm going to leave a little bit more detailed directions for you here so you can find everything okay. On your Google Classroom page, this one happens to be for 910B block, but whatever classroom you're in, Mrs. Mallon is going to start the Google Meet just as I normally would. She will take attendance. She will make some announcements and then introduce the assignments to you, the same assignments that I'm introducing here, and what you need to do for the day. So obviously when you get here, the first thing I always tell you is don't use the stream because that gets a little convoluted at the bottom of the screen. As a matter of fact, I have deleted a lot of the assignments from the stream. You will not find them here. If you go to classwork, that's where you can find this detailed list of the assignments that we have done and that we will be doing. Here I've got the dates November 30th through December 2nd, which is our last day of virtual learning, hopefully, fingers crossed. I've posted those assignments here for you and gave you the agenda. The agenda, you can have that pulled up for you if you like. I want to remind you that the expectations are that the cameras are on and your microphones are off during the Google Meet unless Mrs. Mallon is asking you a question directly or you are asking a question of her. The assignment that is posted on Classroom will be due today, and Mrs. Mallon will be taking attendance at the beginning. And if you leave the class early, you need to make sure that you have permission from Mrs. Mallon to do so, or you send an email or call the school if you're having electronic difficulties, because if you leave the class early, you will be counted absent and not engaged in today's assignment. The assignments that will be posted on Google Classroom, the main one that you'll have is the 4.1 guided reading. You're familiar with these. There's main ideas at the top and vocabulary words at the top that will help you answer the questions, the 12 questions at the bottom. So don't forget about those up there. I think sometimes when we start on that reading, that is available that you forget you have those other two things there for you to use to answer some of those questions. So don't forget about those. I'm going to pull that guided reading up for you. Bear with me while I get that pulled up. Your assignment is going to look like this with the main ideas, the key terms and people, the reading with questions embedded right into the reading for you, and then 12 questions at the bottom. These first 6 questions ask you to look at these vocabulary terms in the word bank and choose which one fits each box. The next part asks you to look at these vocabulary terms for each question and choose the vocabulary term that most correctly relates to the answer. And I want you to go up here and simply choose a color and highlight that with the correct answer. Should be pretty simple for you on the assignment for today. Shouldn't take very long. Now, when you get done with the 4.1 guided reading, we have the Road to the Revolution Quizlet. That is going to introduce the 35 Road to the Revolution vocabulary terms that we have, which we'll be taking an assessment on later. Again, I don't care if you use the flashcards. Some people want to copy the vocabulary words with their definitions down their notebook. I don't care if you take the practice test as many times as you want. I highly recommend not doing the written part of it, but focusing instead on the other 3 possible tests that you could take: true, false, multiple choice, or matching. You can set those up on the options tab if you'd like to take some practice tests. There's also those 2 games that you can play, gravity and match game, that help you kind of passively learn the vocabulary terms while you're playing a game. So after you're finished with the guided reading, which is for points, start practicing those vocabulary terms. There are 35 of them. That is 1/3 of your assessment score for Module 4. We'll be writing an essay. We'll be taking our vocabulary quiz. We'll also be having a short assessment at the end of the chapter. Midterms are Wednesday, so I also want you to go out on Infinite Campus today and look at any missing or late assignments that you can still turn in. Since Ms. Furch left, I have given you the USA map questions. You can find a map online and complete those. If you get that done, it will send me an email stating that you got it done late and turned in. I'll know to go grade those. If you go back and do the Ed puzzle for America, the Story of Us, Episode 1, Rebels, if you go back and do that, I am not sent an email from Ed Puzzle stating that you went back in and did that late. So if you complete the Ed Puzzle for America, the Story of Us late, please send me an email so I know to go in to your Ed Puzzle classroom, check that for you, and put it in the grade book. I will be posting grades Wednesday afternoon. And since this is a Tuesday B day, I will not see you again before those grades are due. You have December 1st, December 2nd to get those done. If you have any questions, Mrs. Mallon will be available throughout the class period while you're working. She's very helpful. She might not be used to virtual learning. She used to teach here at Central, but she might not be too used to virtual learning. I don't think any of us are really used to it at this point. So cut her some slack, ask her some questions, and be respectful. I will see you guys on Thursday, hopefully in person, fingers crossed, and have a great couple of days, students.